Hello everyone, I've decided to release my O'Neill cylinder parts for Kerbal Space Program. These are very big parts and they're very complicated to launch, so I will also have packaged with it a launch system for it, though this is all for Realism Overhaul and Real Solar System. It's probably compatible with stock, but I haven't checked. So you can just delete the RO config and see, and then maybe some numbers will have to be tweaked. So there are basically 7 parts for the O'Neill cylinder. First is the backplate, and you can see it's big. It's actually bigger than this. And this is actually the smallest viable O'Neill cylinder. For those who don't know, O'Neill cylinders are really big cylinders that rotate to generate artificial gravity. So they're like big stations or cities in space. And this actually extends, so you launch it like this, and then it extends out. It has this animation to extend out like that, and it ends up being 150 meters, I forget in radius or diameter, 150 meters in radius, 300 meters in diameter. So then it can generate, by rotating, a decent amount of artificial gravity, and the front is very plain. This is the side that would face the inhabitants, and this is the outside, which has this sort of serrated look. It looks a lot better in space, trust me. You should probably add some sort of way for people to dock to this on this side. And one thing that's included, not really by my intention, but because of the way my mods are packaged, the station launcher includes Space Station 3 here. I think I sometimes call it Space Station 5. It's based on the one from 2001: A Space Odyssey. So there's the Space Station Center that can be placed right here. And that has an opening on... well, okay, it's the other end, probably. Come on. There we go. It has that sort of 2001: A Space Odyssey style opening. You can tweak scale it up if necessary. Depending on the size of your spacecraft, you'll have to put a docking port inside. It does have the outer sections. If I can find a node for them. Maybe it needs to be rotated, I don't know. Somewhere in here, these attach. They're not going on right now, so I'll have to figure that out. But anyway, that's how the Space Station 3 is. And then there's the station carrier as well. That's the station carrier that will take all these parts up. So you'll have some way for them to dock. And then we have to assemble the rest of the O'Neill cylinder. Now, you would have to bring it up. I mean, it's meant it to be built. And the mass of the parts is just the barest minimum structural mass. It's not all the soil and the buildings and all that. It's just, if you wanted a structure like this made out of steel, then this is the minimum that it would possibly weigh. Okay, so it's not the full mass. Do not think that you have oh, it's easy to construct a O'Neill cylinder. Look, we can do it. No, they're meant to be built from, like, breaking down asteroids and manufacturing the parts in space, not launching them. So O'Neill cylinders aren't meant to be launched. The fact that I've made this launchable is just for fun. You might want to have some RCS on here to help with control. The plates have RCS. This does have a reaction wheel in it. Because, well, it's just a big wheel anyway, so might as well. So these, all the parts have docking ports. And so where the docking ports are the side that have my little symbol on it for Raise Aerospace. So this side has a docking port because it has the little Raise Aerospace symbol. And you can see the Raise Aerospace symbol on this plate dock and on this core tube dock. And so you just have to make sure that you're docking things together. So here we've got the symbol on this side, so this is the docking port side of this. We can't have more than one docking port per part, you see. So this part's docking port is now facing that part's docking port, but then we don't have a docking port on this side, so we have to use this core tube dock. And you'll have to be careful to make sure that it is on the side that actually has the docking node. And the top of the symbol should indicate what the orientation is. So if you take a look at the purple part, you can barely see it because it's hard to zoom in, but the purple is on the bottom. When the side that has full purple on the logo is the bottom. The side that's full black is the top. And that is the side that has the docking port, okay? So we've got these two docking ports, and then we extend with another crew tube. Not crew tube, core tube. So then when you launch it, this will be one part, right? And then there's a third core tube. And we'll have to flip that over. And then eventually you'll need another docking port on that side. So it'll be like this. And then we have the tubes that go out to the plates. And first we need this plate dock. That will go on the central one of these. And you might as well just launch it like that. There's no docking port here, otherwise. And then these plate docks make sure the logo side is facing outward from the core tube. So once we have these plate dock things, we need these tubes, which are the plate tubes. And their docking port side, their intrinsic docking port side will face the docking port over there. Can we see that? We should see the two logos facing each other. You can sort of barely see it like that. And then we use these plate docks to add the docking port to the opposite side. So we have a docking port there, and then another one facing it. And then we have another core tube like that. So there's going to be a lot of docking. I hope you enjoy docking. Because constructing it, you could just cheat it all into orbit, of course. That's up to you. But otherwise, if you actually want to construct it, which is what it was built for and designed for, then you have to do the docking. Now, the actual plates that people live on have to be alternated between the clear ones and the solid ones. So when we extend, we want to make sure that the plate actually meets the back plate. So we scooch this over. And then it should meet just about right. And that's if you put all the right docking ports in the right place, right? You notice that it does have RCS. It has hydrazine built in, 40,000 liters, which will be just barely enough to actually dock it together, probably. So keep that in mind. And then the surface of it has the nifty look of an actual place. More or less to scale. I think it's a little bit upscaled. So if you wanted to put tweak scale on this plate and make a bigger O'Neill cylinder, you should be able to. It's fairly detailed there, but no actual structures are built into the plate. And one reason for that is that there are multiple textures. So there's 1-1, there's 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, 1-6. There's 18 in total options here, as you can see. And so the default sort of size of this is 1.2 kilometers in length, 300 meters in diameter. That's default, and then you can slap tweak scale on all these parts. There's only 7 of them, and then once you have tweak scale on, you can increase the size of it as you need. They match, and then there's the clear plates as well. And yeah, the plates have docking ports, so you can do it like that. And then the clear plate extends. Doesn't look clear here, but it is clear outside. Okay, so we have that kind of thing. And let me get this back to 1-1. Okay, it is on 1-1. Alright. And then we can duplicate. So that's, oops, let's get back. Note that this is only 5,000 tons right now, so it's manageable. So the 1 dashes will be all on one side, and then the 2 dashes will be on this one, and then the 3 dashes will be on this one. And they'll all be in sequence. So let me see if I've got that one rotated right, or whether I have to flip it. Okay, so it'll be like this, and then this will be 1-2. Yeah, the lighting's different, but you can sort of see it's continuous right now. You can see the roadway continues on to that, and it'll continue on. This was taken from a location in Mexico, outside of Tampico, where I have my space center. So, yeah, I just got it from that area since I already had that photo scenery for the purposes of making Tampico, right? Because I made the Tampico terrain, I decided that it would be good to get this from the general area, simplify things. So, and then you'll have the 2 dashes on the side. See, the 2 dashes are continuous there. So you can find the original O'Neill cylinder videos to see how I constructed it using the station carrier. And the station carrier, if you haven't seen it before, looks like this. It's sort of like that. And what it does is it lowers its engines like that, and then you can attach whatever your payload is to the bottom using some sort of decoupler, and then, or a mess of struts and decouplers, and then you just separate them off and use little tugs for these parts. The cylinder plate tubes, you'll need some tug to move them into position, and then for the big plates you can just use their intrinsic RCS to get them into position. But it's still tough. The mass of them, it says 40 there, and it's not. It's about 1,700 tons. And that's very close to the capacity of the station carrier, so you're going to have to launch very carefully. And then the station carrier is meant to look like a little Dragon capsule, and then it tucks its engines back in, and in theory it's reusable. Let me see if I have the full extension of the hangar extender mod. In settings, difficulty options, you definitely need hangar extender for this, so I do have the rescaling factor to 15. So I've got it as big as it naturally does. And you'll need that too. It'll default to 5, you need 15 at least. And then you might need more than that if maybe we could edit a configuration file or something to get more. Okay, now we've got 2 segments done. I don't know how the lighting works that one is so much brighter than this one. These are fine. Okay, increment each of these by 1. And that's part 3. I don't want to do all 6. Okay. I had done this all before. It's just I've lost that save. I don't even have the craft file. Some catastrophic failure, possibly due to the O'Neill cylinder. Okay, I can't move any further this side. It won't let me. I think I'll have to configure things differently if I want to do segments 4 through 6. So we've got a 3-segment one here, and this is what I'll share. Okay, whatever the launch clamps want to be, that's fine. Just hold it steady before we cheat it into orbit, okay? Well, predictably, it doesn't have an easy time bringing this outside. That took a while. Will we have explosions? Oh no! No, they're doing bad things. I think I needed to do like auto strutting inside. Maybe it'll be happier if I just cheated into orbit. I don't know. No, they're doing bad things again. Kerbal Space Program. What can you do, really? Okay. Let me try auto strutting first. This all worked before, but I did with actual launches, not with cheating into orbit. At least it didn't all explode. Let's face it. Okay, auto strutting, and then maybe hopefully you'll be okay and won't wiggle like that. Okay, I've mostly done a whole lot of auto strutting to grandparent part, and we'll see. Maybe root part or heaviest part would be a better idea. The plates are generally equally heavy, so I don't think that that would be the best strategy, the heaviest part option. Then the root part is just this, and that might be the best idea. But anyway, let me save this and let's see how it is with this amount of auto strutting. Okay, well, it looks stable now, doesn't it? Let's get it into orbit. And there it is. All the lighting seems very even right now. Uh-oh, no, it's wiggling. No, it's starting to wiggle. No, don't do that. Auto strut more. Okay, that stopped it. Heaviest part for those, I guess. Again, you might want to scale up that little thing right there so that things can fly into it and dock with it. But there it is. That's the beginning of a O'Neill cylinder. I wasn't able to put it all together in the SPH. And then you could also just sort of plop a little capsule somewhere so a Kerbal can pop out and float around in it. It'll be pretty huge from that point of view. But alright, the link for the mod will be in the video description. This has served to be an explanation of how to put it together, hopefully. And then I'll put this craft file in the video description as well. That'll be a Dropbox link. It is a pretty heavy mod. It's more than 200 megabytes, but that's mainly because of the terrain textures that have been used. So there's 18 of them. That does add up. Alright, so there you have it. With that, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do press like. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. And I'll see you next time.